Hi, welcome back to You Should Know This. I'm going to get into a little bit of the nitty gritty about Iran over the years and what's going on right now. It's May 3rd, and it's my assumption that by May 10th, next Sunday, this should have taken care of itself, or the Iranian country has gone back to the Stone Age. Either way, it should be pretty much over for America, and the rest of the world can go back to living their normal lives. And the gas prices can go back down. And a dirty little secret they don't want you to know, when Brent crude drops below $60 a barrel, oil and Vladimir Putin lose money. They need to be at 60 to make money in Russia. But we'll just look at Iran for right now. Say the supreme leader vows to protect nuclear and missile capabilities. That's important. They're full of oil, but they want nuclear capabilities. The only thing they want it for is missiles. Let's take a look at the supreme cardboard. Uh, yeah, this did cause some mockery because it, it, wait, did they kill the last five supreme leaders? I don't know. They just keep propping up different cardboard cutouts of their supreme leader, their alleged supreme leader. The 3 million Iranians are being held hostage by 50,000 people who say there is a supreme leader, but all we ever see is cardboard cutouts. I'm not sure even the 50,000 mullahs running Iran even exist. It's probably only 12, and they're running the media, so that's why the 3 million don't realize they can rise up against them. So, see, back in '79, there was an American hostage crisis because the Iranians took over the American embassy. Normally, that's an act of war, but Jimmy Carter kind of let it go. He killed a couple of special forces guys, and then just kind of sat there. And a few other things happened. '83, the Iranians bombed the Beirut embassy, no, the Beirut Marine barracks, killing 299 Marines and Frenchmen. So yeah, they've been a boil on the butt of humanity for a few years now. '83, what's it, 26? It's like 50 years or something, dude. Nobody's done anything about it. Well, Saddam Hussein tried to. Oh, then in 2016, Barack Hussein Obama let them take Americans hostage again, just like Jimmy Carter did. But that's. I wonder what the politicians said back then when Obama let. Well, he did pay the ransom in cash in an era of electronic banking. He paid cash. I wonder why why would he pay cash? Electronic banking would have been there in 30 minutes instead of a 12-hour flight for pallets of cash. I don't know. That's weird. Oh, yeah. Iran likes to be a state sponsor of terrorism. The Houthis in Yemen, Hamas, Palestinian, the PLO. Yeah, what better way to pay a terrorist than with cash? If they had paid it electronically, if Obama had paid the ransom electronically, that money could have been tracked. But when you pay them in pallets of cash, they can just throw money wherever they want to. Imagine if the people funding terrorism had a nuclear weapon or a dirty bomb. That could be interesting. Oh yeah, and the Iranians, they're always threatening to blockade the Gulf. This is the new Arab. I don't know, but I went through the article. You can open the article. It's obvious right there who I got it from. And I listed all the times Iran has threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz. 71, 72, 73, 74, 79, 80, 83, 84, 85, 95, 97, 2006, 2008, 2011. That article was written in 2018. So Iran recently, the last few months, threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz quite a few times. But anyone who is a fan of great cinema knows the scene. The terrorist has a hostage, like the Strait of Hormuz is being held hostage by the Iranians. The terrorist is dragging the hostage to his escape part. What do you do, hotshot? Well, it was decided in this movie, Speed, that Keanu Reeves should just shoot the hostage. He popped Jeff Daniels in the leg. The terrorist took off and died. So, instead of letting Iran threaten the Strait of Hormuz, Trump closed the Strait of Hormuz. Just closed it. Now, what does that mean? Iran's supreme leader vows to protect nuclear and missile capabilities. So when America and Israelis hit Tehran, Ministry of Intelligence, Ministry of Defense, Atomic Energy Organization, and the Persian military complex, their defense industry, their, you see how it says missile capabilities? We hit the defense industry. They can't make missiles anymore. The next set of targets, let's see. The city is considered central to Iran's ballistic missile program, home to production plants and research facilities. Yeah, they can't make missiles anymore. They can't build missiles. The Strait of Hormuz is closed. You see, Iran is number 7 with 4 million barrels a day of oil coming out of Iran. They were making about $4 billion, $4 billion a day. And they've been shut down for over a month. They can't buy missiles. They can no longer buy missiles. They can no longer build missiles. That is an empty threat by a cardboard leader who probably doesn't even exist. But people believe the threat. Now, Iran's oil storage is nearly full. Will have to cut production. The oil in Iran is a suspension. All crude oil is a suspension, and it's got contaminants in there. And Iran is a low pressure system, and it's flowing through porous rock. And if the suspension stops, if they close the tap, turn off the pumps, all those contaminants will settle into the porous rock. Restarting it is nearly impossible. One of the Iranian parliamentary members is trying to talk sense into them because it will cost them billions of dollars to restart the industry. I didn't see how many billions of barrels or millions of barrels they have currently in storage capacity. But it's looking like here in the next week or so, their storage capacity is going to run out and they're going to have to start shutting wells. If they can't reopen those wells, they lose their only income stream. They're not like Afghanistan, able to sell opium. They have to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, or Iran becomes a third world country. They have nothing left. They can't build nuclear weapons or missiles because we've destroyed all the facilities. It would take them years to rebuild it and billions of dollars, which they don't have because they've been without billions of dollars for over a month now, or almost a month now. All they have is the oil left in the tanks. They can't use the oil out of the wells if the wells plug themselves in the low pressure system. And on top of that, it gets even worse. The pumps supplying those wells take a mountain of effort to restart if they stop them. So not only do they have to pay to get the pump started again, they got to pay to unplug the wells if they can be unplugged. They might have to re-drill them down the road a piece. And I have heard that their refining facilities also run on a continuous cycle, and if they are shut down, they also are a pain in the boil of butt to restart. So Iran is looking at becoming a Stone Age hunk of desert. They will have nothing left. And they got a week to make a decision. So we can hold on for another week. Oil prices will tank once Iran makes their decision and gets their head out of their butt, or out of their cardboard butt. Once they get their cardboard head out of their cardboard butt, the strait will open back up and oil prices will tank and they will get below $60 a barrel and Putin will start losing money. These so-called attacks by the guy who keeps suspending his country's elections, what's his name? Zelensky, keeps suspending elections and hitting the oil wells, the oil refining complexes in Russia. He's giving money to Putin. Putin runs on an oil economy, and Putin needs $60 a barrel. It's not difficult. Wait a couple more days. Just a week. Just one more week. Like, share, and subscribe, and y'all have a nice weekend.